Late Night Health continues. I'm Mark Alyn. We're going to spend some time with Dr. Mao Shing Ni. He is with the Tao of Wellness in Santa Monica, Newport Beach, and Pasadena, as well as the Yosan University. We're going to talk about the Tao of Wellness and Yosan University, I think, in a future episode of Late Night Health. Right now, we're going to concentrate on an upcoming event. We started to talk about it last week with the chairperson of the event. It's the Susan G. Komen 6th Annual Metastatic Breast Cancer Conference being held at the City of Hope. Dr. Mao, welcome to Late Night Health.
Thank you, Mark. It's such a pleasure to be on your show.
Well, thank you very much. The other day when we were talking, he said he's listened to some episodes, and he liked what we do, Daryl, which is...
That's a good thing.
That's a good thing.
I love what you guys are doing. You're getting great information out to the public, and boy, do we all need it.
Absolutely we do. You are a practitioner of Chinese medicine. You've got a Ph.D. and you're an acupuncturist, and you've got all sorts of diplomas and certifications in a variety of Chinese medicine. I should add that Dr. Mao is a 38th generation medical or health practitioner. 38th generation. And I am so honored to have you on the show here. You tell us about the upcoming conference, if you will, and what your talk is going to be about.
Yes, I'm very excited, Mark, to be invited to speak at this conference. This is like the 6th annual conference for metastatic breast cancer. It's going to be held on November 17th. 2018 here at the City of Hope Hospital, and but it's going to be broadcast live, so people from all over the world can tune in. And what I look forward to talking with the audience about is that this is a population of cancer survivors. We're talking about people who are living with metastatic breast cancer, and so they could be stage 2, 3, or 4. And so what I want to do is I want to share my 30-plus years of experience in working in what we call integrative oncology, is using Chinese medicine and all the techniques to support patients and maintain their quality of life and improve symptoms, side effects, for example, from chemo and whatever other treatment they might be doing. And and we'll be practicing Qigong. This is a mind-body practice that has been, really passed down for many, many generations, and there's great research now that's showing that Qigong actually can improve many of the symptoms that cancer patients experience while going through their journey.
The idea, when we met and you told me what you do, you actually work with Western oncologists.
That's correct.
Which is really unusual.
We look forward to this collaboration because really what we're doing is bringing the best of both worlds, the East and the West, in taking care of our patients. And patients appreciate it, and the results show the collaboration is working better together than separately. And what that means is, we have some preliminary data that show that patients not only have better quality of life when the integrative approach is used, but also they do extend their life. There's an increased survival to this approach. And so again, I'm not going to the conference and telling people that everything's going to be all right. But what I am going to say is that, we never know. The human body is so powerful, but what we can do is awaken the healing powers from within. And that here are some of the things that you can do to help awaken that healing power and reduce your suffering.
I know that once you have metastatic breast cancer, there is no cure. and that you need constant evaluation and change. You need to be followed up constantly because metastatic means spread, right? And it can be in other parts of your body. In fact, in our second hour, we're going to spend some time with a young man who years ago had breast cancer. In all the years we've been a media sponsor for the Susan G. Komen Foundation, we've not talked to a man who has had breast cancer. Am I correct in that you need the constant evaluation and you need to stay on a schedule so that you can be evaluated to see if the cancer has indeed spread?
That is correct, Mark, and it's and that's why many people call it a journey, because it really is a journey, and along the way you need to there are these so-called way stations that you come and you get checked up, follow up, monitor your progression, so forth. But at the same time, there are many things that are available to these patients in the form of support. There's amazing programs out there, and many of them are free, actually. Psychological counseling. There are numerous type of meditation, community support. There are also even people who deliver food, for these patients. So there, what we realize is that when it comes to metastatic cancer, it's a community effort. There are so many people that can benefit from this community effort, and so all I do is bring what I do to this larger community of support for metastatic breast cancer patients.
You told me the other day that you actually spent a year, I think, as a resident in.
That's right. So
when you were going to medical school.
A year in residency in Shanghai at a cancer hospital. This was back before I started my practice. Really, in the 80s. So we won't date me just yet. I'm
doing the math. It's slow, but I'm doing the math.
I've seen patients thrive, within a hospital setting where there's both Chinese medicine and Western medicine working side by side. So when a patient's in pain, we offer acupuncture instead of drugs. When a patient, is feeling tired and low energy with fatigue, we offer herbal therapy and nutrition. And so there's all kinds of ways, and then there are classes where they're doing qigong, they're doing meditation, we're teaching them tai chi, they're taking walks, because these hospitals all have these outdoor space gardens that are beautifully manicured. And so you're in an environment that's really supportive, and I saw firsthand that patients thrived even when the diagnosis was scary. They thrived.
You mentioned scary. I mean, when any patient, I would think, is diagnosed with something as catastrophic as cancer can be, they are scared. Are there remedies for that scariness in Chinese medicine to relax, to motivate, to help handle the disease from a mental standpoint?
Yes, in fact, Mark, I think, where Chinese medicine approaches the patient, focusing on the patient's mind, emotions, the spirit, the body, all as one. We don't separate these different aspects of the whole person. We, too, have ways to deal with those scary, fearful moments. And acupuncture is a perfect example of how it can really very quickly rebalance the neurochemicals. So someone comes in feeling depression, we can uplift their serotonin level. If they come in with fear, which is characterized by a lot of adrenaline and cortisol, the stress hormone, we can also block that as well. And so using techniques, and then, of course, the guidance. We do spend a lot of time talking with them and guiding them in their thinking process, because obviously in life we have choices of perception and sometimes hard to see the cup half full, and it's easier to focus on the cup half empty when you're not feeling well and you're scared. But when you change perspectives, it can really help patients take that next step to begin to receive help and to help themselves. It really, ultimately, as much empowerment as we can give to our patients so that they can begin their journey of better life despite cancer.
Our previous guest, Master Teresa, made a statement during our chat regarding there are no coincidences in life, and you're a 38th generation practitioner. I think you had proof that Chinese medicine actually worked yourself. You had
personally, I have been a beneficiary. I suffer from a devastating fall from 3 stories, rooftop of a 3-story house when I was a kid, and spent about a month in a coma and about 2 years unable to walk. And it was through acupuncture, Chinese herbal and nutritional therapy, Qigong martial art training, and the loving care of my father and my mother and all my family that I was able to restore my health. And so very, very personal for me that I've proven it, that it's worked for me when a lot of conventional medicine at the time gave up on me. Didn't think I was going to make it.
You told me that they told your parents that you'd be a vegetable.
That's right, man, and I would never walk again. And so, I would say that the human ability to heal is unfathomable, and I don't think there's a limit to it. And so I have spent my whole career trying to figure out and studying how do we turn that on? How do we get people and people's body and their minds to work in sync to awaken this powerful healing capability?
And, of course, you're going to be discussing this at the Susan G. Komen, L.A. County 6th Annual Metastatic Breast Cancer Conference. It's happening at the City of Hope on the 17th of November. It's if you go to the Susan G. Komen website, L.A. County, there'll be a link there. It will also give you information if you are a metastatic breast cancer survivor. You can attend this conference for free. It includes lunch, too, I believe. And you can bring a friend or a spouse with you. Or there should be information about being able to watch it as it happens. Dr. Mao, we appreciate very much your spending some time with us. And Dr. Mao is going to be back with us in early December because he has a brand new book coming out on cancer in January. So we look forward to that. Dr. Mao, thank you very much. Robert Clancy is up next. Don't go away as Late Night Health continues. I'm Mark Alyn. Join us at latenighthealth.com.
Welcome to Guide to the Soul. This is Robert Clancy. Sometimes the challenges of life can cause so much pain for some that life itself becomes too much to bear. If this ever happens to you, know that there's always a silver lining awaiting you. It's the love from family and friends that is always covering you. You are never alone. There is a plan for you, and there's always a silver lining balancing every seemingly negative experience. You just need to recognize and acknowledge it. Dare to live life to the fullest and embrace the challenges placed before you. There's a light at the end of every dark tunnel.
For more inspiration from Robert Clancy, visit GuideToTheSoul.com or go to the Moments with Robert page on LateNightHealth.com.
The stigma around mental health disorders and suicide is still very strong in our culture. It's an uncomfortable topic for many of us, and yet it's something we can't afford to ignore, according to Dan Shuck, the author of A Glass Half Empty or Half Full, a children's book for grown-ups. Last month, the CDC released a study that reports suicide rates went up more than 30% in half the states since 1999. A Glass Half Empty or Half Full, a children's book for grown-ups, takes a new approach to addressing mental illness. The book playfully explores pessimism versus optimism to find balance, manage stress, and enjoy life. The book uses humor to provide an opportunity to determine the fullness of our own glass and how to apply it to our daily lives. Donations from the proceeds of the book will be made to a Glass Half Question fundraising campaign for the Brain and Behavior Research Foundation. A Glass Half Empty or Half Full, a children's book for grown-ups, is available from Amazon.com, Kindle, and Barnes & Noble. For more information, visit www.glasshalfquestion.com.